Hello, BookTube, from me and Frida on this joyful, joyful day. uh, we've got some mail here. It's the last mail haul of the week. I thought we'd go through it together and see what we have. Although I'm sure ahead of time that every one of these books is wonderful. let's see what we have. Okay, this first one I requested. This is from Jane Thompson. This is Reading Through the Night. A cover that will be familiar to all of you. And this is, I think, a memoir about reading. Yes, Jane Tompkins, a celebrated literature professor and Pulitzer Prize-nominated author, thought she knew what reading was. And then, struck by a debilitating illness, she finds herself clinging to books, reading deep into the night because it's all she can do. A lifelong lover of books, she finally discovers literature's true value. How good does that sound? Wonderful. Okay, so this is going to be a very personal tour through books that got her through a rough time, and who of us can't identify with that? So let's see. Let's see this next one. Okay, I didn't request this. This is... looks like a very beautiful book about a very sad subject. This is Thomas Cook, and it's Even the Darkness Sings. Look at that. Look at how lovely that is. And the subtitle is A Journey Through the Saddest Places in the World, from Verdun to Saigon to Hiroshima to Ground Zero. The author, the pub sheet says, the author has always been drawn to dark places for the powerful emotions they evoke. With his wife and daughter, he travels around the globe in search of darkness. From Lourdes to Ghana, from San Francisco to Verdun, from the monumental mechanized horror of Auschwitz to the infinite personal grief of a shrine to the dead infants of Kamakura, Japan. Along the way, he reflects on what these sites may teach us, not only about history, but about our own personal histories. Okay, so this comes out in October. Somebody has my number, because that sounds really interesting. I wonder how many of the places I will have been to. I imagine a fair number of them. Let's see what this next one is. Let's see. Let's try for a happier book. This next one, this wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, yes, indeed. It's another copy of Tales of Valhalla. This is Norse Myths and Legends. Just a new version of a new book about Norse myths and legends. I don't think this is a retelling. I think this is more of an analysis. Valhalla and its pantheon of gods and heroes have always fascinated readers, whether it is how these tales illuminate the Viking world or influence on cultural touchstones like J.R.R. Tolkien, whose Middle-earth is heavily indebted to Germanic and Norse mythology as well as Hollywood and comic culture. His Middle-earth is not indebted to Hollywood or comic culture at all. But maybe the person who wrote the cover copy isn't aware of how old The Lord of the Rings is. That could happen. In Tales of Valhalla, the Whittocks, this is Martin and Hannah Whittock, have dramatically retold these rich stories and set them in context with a wider Viking world. Okay, so it is retellings, but with a twist. It's retellings with historical grounding in the tales themselves. Oh my. Okay, so this comes out in September, and I am, if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm a sucker for all things Viking. So this is I think the second or third new Viking book coming out in 2018. So, great, fantastic. Oh, and this little wonderful mail haul ends in a box, so we'll see what we have at the end. Okay, this next one is from 7th Street Press, which we've seen many times on this channel before. They're a great publisher of murder mysteries. And this one is Stephanie Gale's Idle Hands. A Thomas Lynch novel. I think we saw this before, or maybe the earlier one. Let's see. Charleston, Massachusetts, 1972. Rookie cop Michael Finnegan gets a call from his mother. His younger sister Susan has disappeared, the same sister who ran away 2 years earlier. Anxious not to waste police resources, Finnegan advises his family to wait and search on their own, but a week turns into 2 decades and Susan is never found. Idyll, Connecticut, 1999. The woods outside of town, a woman's young corpse is discovered. When Police Chief Thomas Lynch notices that Finnegan seems unusually disturbed by the case, Lynch digs a little deeper and learns of Finnegan's missing sister. Despite their prickly relationship, Lynch makes a bargain with his officer. He will investigate the cold case of Finnegan's long-lost sister, while Finnegan looks for clues to the body found in the woods. And of course, you know already. You don't need me to tell you, you know already they're going to be connected. Not probably so lead-footedly as to be the same person, but connected. And that's great. So this comes out in September, so quite some time from now. And then we have the box, and then we'll be done. This joyous day. Let's see what's in this box. Boxes are sometimes augur very good. They're sometimes augur very big books. Steve likes big books. What is in here? Oh my. Oh my. Oh boy. Okay. This comes out right around the corner, June 12th. I didn't request it. I didn't even know it was coming out. And wow. Okay. Fantastic. This is by Jacqueline Carey, and it is Starless. This is the author of Kushiel's Dart. Those of you who are sci-fi fantasy fiction fans will know that right away. You'll recognize the name already. Those of you who aren't, Kushiel's Dart was a remarkable book. Let's see here. In this book, readers will fall in love again with Jacqueline Carey's lush, character-driven fantasy. Kushiel's Dart took the fantasy world by storm, winning the Locus Reader Award for Best First Novel and launching her career. It certainly took me by storm. I read the advanced descriptions of it and thought, well, okay, I know the gimmick you're going for here, and it's not my kind of gimmick, and it won me over completely. Now, in this new book, Carey creates a whole new world and introduces a compelling hero. So this is a jumping-on point for new fans for her in a big hardcover. In the world of Starless, the gods have been cast down to Earth by Zar the Sun for their rebellion. Sun, S-U-N. Born during a solar eclipse, Kai has trained his whole life in the arts of killing and stealth by a warrior sect to prepare him to serve and protect the Princess Zaria. But when the dark god Miasmus rises, Kai and Zaria join an unlikely crew of prophecy seekers on a journey that will take them to the farthest reaches beneath the starless skies than anyone can imagine. Okay. Wow, great. All right, so this is a new book, the beginning of a new series, and it's from Tor, who very seldom sends me books. That's wonderful. Okay, fantastic. And the best part of it is that since it comes out right away, I have a perfect excuse to read it right away. Okay, so we have Starless, new fantasy epic from Jacqueline Carey. Then Idle Hands by Stephanie Gale. Tales of Valhalla, a new book retelling the Norse myths, but with historical savvy. It sounds like archaeological resonances will be worked into the myths, and that could be really good. Even Darkness Sings by Thomas Cook, about all the saddest places in the world. For humans, that is. If you did it for animals, you didn't have to leave home every square inch of ground. And Reading Through the Night by Jane Tompkins, about the redemptive power of reading, which we all know so well. So there you go. Perfect. A wonderful, beautiful, joyous mail haul. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.